All right, back again. Monday Night Raw recap coming in. There's going to be a Saturday night's main event on this weekend. But they got a few matches called up for that. But first of all, we start out the show with Roman showing up saying he's going to take care of Fatu from what happened last week. He needs to get that. And Adam Pearce says, I'm going to fire his ass. You should let me do it before. But he's like, nope, I'm going to do it this way. And he's going to go call him out. But before he calls him out, you hear Jacob's music going in. So he's out in the ring, calls out Roman. The Usos come in there. They go after, Jimmy talks to him for a few minutes. Jay's a little hot, and then Jay hits him with the chair. So he brings the chair in with him. So they go at it. Jacob takes both of them out and has them both down, and here comes Roman. Roman comes out and he does a good job hitting him, but then he hits him with the tongue and grip there, and then Jay has to come out, and they got to kick him, super kick him like a couple times to get him loose. Then they all grab him and do everything to him. They give him the 1D, and they even wrap him up into the ropes after that, and they proceed to do numerous super kicks. Roman hits him with a Superman punch, and I think he doesn't spear him, and I hit him with a couple punches. Then they get him out of the ropes there, and they set up Roman, and Roman spears Jacob there. Says, all right, we're done. They leave. Jacob grabs a mic and challenges him to tribal combat, and we all know what that is. And Adam Pearce was ready to fire him, of course, and he was kind of telling him, no, you don't have to accept this, and Roman accepted. So as we know, this is the third time that Roman has done this. He has won both times. We'll see what happens with this one. I said usually they do with 3 matches, but I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know. We will see. But interesting way to start. The show. It didn't end that way, which is good, because I've been ending that way lately. So got to start. Why not? First up, it was Finn and JD with the street fight, and Finn did win, as they could say, the rubber match against JD there, and Dom came in to help, but didn't work because, well, there's no rules. You can do whatever, but it worked out in Finn's favor. And then Seth goes up to Adam Pearce, says, I want a match tonight. So he does get a match that night. And he'd love to get Braun, and they're working on that. So Roca is getting interviewed backstairs, and just interrupted by Becky. And, she was stated that she had 2 matches against, Liv 1 week. Io lost both. And Becky's like, yeah, you gotta actually win to do anything. And she thought she got the best of her. She said was going to leave, but she left, went out in the ring, called out Becky, and said, "Hey, I want to fight you." And let's see here. It says she's going to fight her, and she told her, "Yeah, it's not going to be for the title, but how can you do it? Because if she's beating everybody else, and you're not them." But that is the first match, not going to be for the title at Saturday Night's Main Event on Saturday. I don't know when I'll catch it, or I'll check out the recap later. And then they get backstage where Braun says, "Yeah, I want to fight Seth. Let's take him out." Roman says, "No, I got that covered. You already beat him. We're gonna give Austin Theory to him." So Austin Theory and Seth for the main event tonight. That's a good main event, because hey, the kid's gotta do it. Then next matchup is the Trios Tornado, the Los Americos. El Grande Americana original and the number 2. They get their guys going, and the Los Americanas, El Grande number 2 and his boys get the win. Setting up, because it's coming up very soon. I think it's the 30th. Not this weekend, but next weekend is the Mask versus Mask. It's going to be interesting because Clash in Paris is on a Sunday. And unless I looked at it wrong, I'll have to look at that again to make sure. And then the AAA is on a Saturday. So I got to hopefully try and catch that, because that's going to be fun. It's going to be on YouTube. Don't forget about that. It's on YouTube, but still, it's AAA. It's good. And then they get another backstage comment stuff with, they even say, they have Joe Henry. Well, I didn't see it when I was there, but Joe Henry came out and sang his song about fire Logan Paul. That's kind of fun. They did a backstage segment with Usos talking about what's going to happen. LA Knight comes up to him and does a little spiel with them. So I don't know what they got going for LA Knight. He's going to wrestle or anything, or he's going to go after the Vision again, or I don't know. He needs to get the title to him, like with Roman, the heavyweight championship eventually. But we'll see. Then you have, as they're talking about, Michael has an interview with Ethan Page, and Ethan Page doing his all ego stuff is good. Hands him a card to put in front of his interview cards that he has, that the questions Ethan would have Michael Cole ask him, all in his favor, of course. A good interview with him, talking about his match on Saturday with Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. He's not going to win. I know he got Intercontinental match, or title match right away when he got NXT, but I don't think they're going to do that with this. I think keeping on Penta is the right thing. He's good. But yeah, you never know. They could do it and then he'd be chasing it, but I think Rusev would be the one that would get it before Ethan Page. But we will see. That's how I said. Then we had a women's tag team matchup with the tag champs going against Judgment Day, and the champs get the win. And then the Judgment Day attacks the tag champs with Liv. But then Bailey and Lyra come running out to help out, and of course they're in the hunt for them tag belts anyways. Then after that, we see LA Knight bumps into Seth and kind of tells him he'd rather want to be beaten on, but enjoy your beat down because you ain't got nobody to really help you. And, well, but he said, yeah, tell me he didn't need help, but LA's not going to be there because he left. Because, yeah, of course, he'd help with the Vision, even though he doesn't like Seth. And eventually somebody's going to help Seth. Seth is going to find friends or whatever, but, you know, how can you trust Seth after everything he's done? We've gone down this road before with a few people. You know how it is. And then next up is the Obafemi Challenge. And as he's posing, it didn't happen because there's some guy that popped up that we thought was retired. Brock Lesnar. F5'd him 4 times in the ring. Left him in there. And then everybody's shocked, you know, as they said, we thought he retired. Adam Pearce in the back wanting Paul Heyman, find him. He's in his office, and he looks at him and says, I thought he retired. I put in papers for his retirement. He gave him a contract, was signed already by Brock, saying Clash in Italy, Oba, Brock Lesnar. Oba just has to sign it. Yeah, that's a given. You know he's going to sign it. I do see Oba losing this one, and that's just fine because he said, Brock had a dominant, Oba had a dominant win. The first one, I think Brock's going to have the dominant win because he's pissed. And then the final match with them is going to be at SummerSlam. He's going to finish his career at home, and his home state where he went to school, born, all that stuff, and did everything in Minnesota. That's where he's billed from before he went to Canada. But yeah, he's going to end it here in Minnesota in his home state in front of the home crowd. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of response he gets here in Minneapolis. It should be pretty good. It's going to be pretty damn mixed between cheers and boos. And are they going to cheer Oba? It's going to be fun. I can't wait for that to happen because I know that's going to happen. I mean, it's not, Gunther retired him. He's going to go out like this, I think, and that should be done. Unless he's, I don't know. But I don't think it'll be any other way with that. But then we had the main event of the night was Austin Theory and Seth. Seth does get the win. Sorry, I haven't something wrong with my eyeball, and I hate it, and I think it's better. And my cats are going on like idiots. Kind of love cats. Seth does get the win, and then everybody shows up, and Seth tries to take out everybody, but it doesn't work. Half the Street Profit come in, and to help out Seth, Angelo comes in, and as he's getting beat up, of course, Montez Ford shows up. Braun Breaker gets down there, and he, unfortunately, Ford gets speared. Seth tries to get Braun back, but then eventually Seth is speared again, taken out by Braun. He leaves in the ring, and then they all leave. I mean, it's not the end between Seth and Braun. I don't know if they did not have a match set up for Italy. They still could because it's a little ways away. They could, or they could wait till SummerSlam. I'm not sure. Or he'll have to find a tag partner for him to go against a couple of division Maybe, and that could be the one that they're going to do over in Italy. Um, Pretty good Raw, not always the best, but they are setting up for Sunrise main event where they have the men's tag team, the women's tag team, Becky and Becky and Soul, and then Ethan Page and Penta, and I think that's probably going to be it for Sunrise main event. I don't think they're going to add anything more. Yeah, they might have some promos and stuff from Gunther, Cody. Yeah, well, they got to do something like that. But that's going to be probably all the matches for that night. We will see. If I get to watch it, I'll give a recap of that too. But yeah, all in all, decent one. Remember, I'll try to do as many of these recaps as I can, especially Raw, because I'm always home for that. Remember this weekend, DPW, I think November 9, 24th on Sunday. Tickets, if you didn't get your tickets at discoverprowrestling.com, you can do it that way. Or they should have some available. General admission seating, $20 at the door. All three of us are going to be there. I'll have a little table that you can come say hi to me and Jesse. And stuff like that before the show. And you can give Zach crap too, because I don't know if he'll be sitting at the table, but he'll be around. We'll point him out if you want to say anything to him, because that's how nice we are. So, hope you guys enjoyed Raw. Leave me some comments. Waiting on them. And give me your thoughts. And we will see you on my next recap. Until then, bye-bye.